Hey everybody, Chris here from WPD. Thanks for joining us. We are in WPD's R&D facility, and today behind me I have a 2018 Subaru Crosstrek, and we're excited that we're working with AVO right now to test out a new exhaust system for the Subaru Crosstrek. AVO's exhaust system does come in two different variations. It sells one variation is the header back portion, which includes the entire exhaust all the way from the header all the way back to the rear tip. Or you can buy it just as a catback. What's really cool about the header system is that AVO is bringing back that enthusiastic lumpy sound to the Subaru masses. The new Crosstreks, a lot of the newer Subarus come with equal length headers, so it gets a really smooth sound and tone. Well, if you're a Subaru enthusiast, you've probably been missing out on that lumpy sound, and that's why AVO made a performance unequal length 4-to-1 header to bring back that enthusiastic lumpy sound, so it gives a really nice solid tone to your vehicle. The catback section does incorporate a few resonators, a large rear muffler, so you don't have to worry about an obnoxious sound coming out of the vehicle, but that's why we have this new Crosstrek in our shop today. We want to install the entire kit. We're going to start off with just the catback portion and work our way to the front of the vehicle, where it will eventually include everything from the header back and let you guys listen to some different sound clips and hopefully dive into putting one of these on your car yourself. So thanks for joining us here at WPD, and AVO is really appreciative that you're looking at their exhaust systems. So we've got the catback section completely out of the Crosstrek, and we removed the rear muffler. And one thing that I've always appreciated about AVO's exhaust is, one, they're super high quality. They use a high quality of stainless steel, but they also incorporate this ball joint fitting, which is right here. And what's nice about that is the under axle, or the center section pipe that connects to this rear muffler, goes in here, and it's got like a V-band style ball joint clamp that goes around it, and that allows you to really get the right amount of movement, so that way you can adjust the muffler proper to the hangers, and you can put the least amount of stress on the exhaust system. One thing that we did notice while removing the factory exhaust is that it was under a lot of stress. So removing the hardware, it was binded quite a bit, which can lead to some vibration or NVH inside the car. Because we are adding this exhaust, we want to make sure and minimize as much of that as possible by allowing you to adjust the exhaust, make sure and get the exhaust to hang properly and bolt up without having any additional stress on any of the hardware. So it's a really nice piece. We're going to go ahead and start by installing the rear muffler here. And this is a single exhaust. A lot of the earlier models on the FB20 motors have dual exhaust. The 2018 Crosstrek does have the single exhaust outlet, just like the factory. So it's a beautiful piece, and we're excited to get the AVO part on this vehicle. Okay, here is the AVO rear muffler installed. It does use the factory rear hangers. We had to lube those up a little tiny bit with some penetrant oil, and the hangers went right into place. Looks like a beautiful fit. You can see how the tip is going to exit out underneath the rear valance here. So it's a very nice looking system, and we're excited to get the rest of the catback and the under axle pipe and bolt this up to the head pipe assembly. Alrighty, we just finished installing the AVO catback section of the 2018 and newer Crosstrek. It's got the single outlet, the tip is installed, it looks perfect. The fitment was great. As you can see, it's working with the factory header and factory head pipe assembly. Right here is where the catback section begins. As you can see, the different materials. It's about midway back of the vehicle. It utilizes all the OEM bolts right here in this location. It's got a really nice fire ring set up to where you're not going to get any exhaust leaks once this is tightened down all the way right here at the mid pipe. It does incorporate a nice large resonator, which will help maintain that solid tone that you're looking for. It's got beautiful CNC flanges back here at the back, so you know that these are going to be nice and high quality. They're not stamped, they are CNC, so they don't bend when you install them. They're really durable and bulletproof. You got the large exhaust pipe coming out here underneath the rear subframe section. It goes into the ball style socket, or the ball style clamp. That's right here, which allows for a little bit of movement and getting your hanger set up right. We love this feature right here on the exhaust. And it's got a beautiful rear muffler with the single outlet tip. So we're going to start it up with the catback section. Okay, now that we install the catback section, here is the startup with the factory equal length header setup, but this is the AVO catback for the 2018 Crosstrek. Here we go. Very subtle. I can still hear the engine pretty much over the exhaust. Yep. Once you get into load, the engine drowns out the exhaust fairly quick. But it does have a slightly deeper tone, and you can hear it's very smooth compared to a traditional Subaru sound. All right, we have the factory header out of the vehicle all together. We removed the front and rear oxygen sensors, and we have installed them in the front head pipe, the AVO front head pipe here. Let me actually focus this a little bit better. There we go. So here's the rest of the exhaust there. It's got the resonator, the front catalytic converter with the factory OEM Subaru oxygen sensors there. And now for the fun part, you can come over and look at the 4-in-1 AVO header. Ken, why don't you go ahead and tell the people watching here about the exhaust that you put in the header.
Well, it is unequal length. You can see that two of them just come from here and come to the flange, and these two on the other side go all the way around and loop around to the flange here. The only interesting thing about bolting this in is that the third bolt on the passenger side head, you can't really reach straight through with the socket, so you got to get creative with the tools, but it's not that hard.
Yeah, so we're looking forward to getting back to the lumpy style sound of the Subaru here. But yeah, as you can see, AVO went back to the unequal length style, which is going to be, it flows really well. Obviously, AVO does a lot of R&D. They're a turbo manufacturer, so they're familiar with this stuff, and they flow bench this. They've done extreme amounts of testing with back pressure and EGT to make sure and give a nice Subaru enthusiastic sound, but increasing flow over the factory exhaust manifold as well. So this is a big upgrade. We're going to go and finish her up and see how she sounds. Now we have completely bolted up the head pipe with the catalytic converter to the AVO 4-in-1 header, and that goes back here. Goes to the factory mount. As you can see there, it's got a resonator in place, and that's where it bolts up to the catback, running all the way out to the back of the vehicle, making it one full, complete system. Sounds like a Subaru.